calls for a Supreme Court justice to recuse himself from cases surrounding former President Trump are growing tonight. The controversy surrounding our nation's top court comes as this upside-down American flag was flown outside of Justice Alito's home, just days after the U.S. Capitol was stormed on January 6th. Now, Justice Alito claims it was his wife's doing. That is not enough for some lawmakers who are claiming the justice cannot be impartial when it comes to Trump. NewsNation's Libbey live in Washington tracking this for us. Libbey.
Natasha, this all started back in 2021, just days after January 6th, before President Joe Biden's inauguration. An upside-down American flag was flown outside of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito's home, a symbol some supporters of former President Trump have used to show their questioning of the integrity of the 2020 election. Now, Justice Alito pointing the finger at his wife, claiming she put up the flag after a neighbor had anti-Trump signs in their yard. The New York Times reporting that the Supreme Court justice claims he, quote, had no involvement whatsoever in the flying of the flag. Now, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, as well as other congressional Democrats, are questioning whether Justice Alito can fairly weigh legal questions surrounding former President Trump. Now, in a statement, the minority leader said the justice, quote, should apologize immediately for disrespecting the American flag and sympathizing with right-wing violent insurrectionists. He must recuse himself from cases involving the 2020 election and former President Donald Trump. Now, Jeffries also pushing possible legislation over a code of conduct for what he calls a, quote, runaway Supreme Court. The comments came the same day White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said this.
The American flag is sacred, and we should be respecting that flag. I do not want to get into the business of the specific actions that Supreme Court justices, if they should recuse themselves or not on a court. That is something for the court more broadly. They have to make that decision. That is something that we're not going to step into. We're not going to comment from here.
Now, it's important to note here, justices can voluntarily recuse themselves from cases, but that's a call they themselves have to make, and they're not subject to review. This latest controversy comes as approval of the nation's highest court are at record lows. A Gallup survey found that just over 40% of Americans approve of the Supreme Court's job performance, and just under 50% have trust and confidence in the court. Now, Justice Alito has yet to respond to requests for his recusal as the court continues to weigh whether Trump is immune from prosecution for actions during his time in office. Natasha?
We appreciate it. Libbey Dean, live in D.C. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.